Well, in 2007, you famously said that two nations will be dominating the chess world. It's India and China. How did you manage to have this prediction? It was like more than 15 years ago.
To tell you the truth, someone reminded me about this, and I'm ever since wondering how was it then that I was saying this. But probably because already then there were signs of having talents in India, and of course now it's obvious, and probably we are going to have even a bigger talent boom coming from India. Uh, in India, it's more visible, I think, that we hear more about it and more players, more talents, girls and boys at the same time. With the Chinese, it is very interesting because I was in China several times, and contrary to India, where chess is absolutely so important, everybody knows, huge respect. In China, I don't feel that. In China, I feel Chinese chess is very popular. They're very proud of their world champions, but it's not as popular as you would expect it to be. And yeah, it is the case that we have a Chinese-Indian match, which I do hope to be a brilliant match.
So, do you think that Gukesh at 17 is too young or not?
I don't think I can say that anything is too young because I had quite some results at a very young age. I think everything is possible. Of course, experience is very important in a World Championship match. But nowadays, chess is different than it was before. So the game itself becomes younger and younger because kids are starting to play chess very young. Technology is giving a very strong direction how you develop. The tournaments that you can play in, of course, it's much more possibilities than before. There is a good chance that he can become a world champion. It will very much depend on Ding, whether can he stabilize himself, get in a good mood, great form, and show his ability, what he gained over the years. Obviously, he has a much better experience. I would even say he has a better knowledge, but you know how chess is. Chess is not about knowledge or experience only. I can tell you about that, as I was the one who was beating very experienced, great players at the time. So it's a sport, and it depends who is going to be in better form, who is going to be better guessing the preparational part of the match, and mentally how they can stand the pressure.
And what about their styles? And can we speak about style at all in chess now? And it seems like there is an opinion that their styles are very similar. And in such cases, it usually, as you said, about some other like form and preparation and everything, and the match can be very one-sided.
Yeah, it's a good question you bringing up because indeed style was much more clear. And let's say 1-2 decades ago, that who has what kind of style, right? Kramnik had a very positional style. Karpov had obviously very positional. Gary, I had my very attacking style. Of course, when you're getting higher and higher in chess, you have to expand your style and polish it and understand in every part of the game, middle game, end game, positional, tactical, everything. But of course, what I can't say that it killed, but it transformed a lot on the sport. It was technology, because everybody's using engines 24/7, right? And so we are teaching the computer, the engines teaching us. So we are kind of friends. Well, not me, because I'm not playing competitively anymore. But the top players, obviously, they are very closely working with the engines. So they have also a different role in preparation. And after all, after so many years, my chess was very concrete, but chess itself became much more concrete than it was before. And also the principles of chess many times are crossed, we can say, that we don't have such a principles anymore as we had before when you teach chess, because the bottom line is it always comes to some concrete situation. And of course, time management is also very important. That is a very important part. I think the most important thing is concentration. because how to focus, concentrate, and stand all pressure. That will be what it will decide.
Yeah, and since all the boundaries are now being like destroyed, let's say, between the countries with technology and everything, can you say that we still have a difference of chess schools? Like, do you feel that there is maybe something special about Indian chess school, something special about Chinese, or not anymore?
I think what is very important, and it's also different countries tend to, or different players tend to balance, is how much you work with the computer, how much the player is using and the engine and the program, how much you have a personal partner to train with and you see in 3D the chessboard. So I think these are the big questions, and these are the kind of systems what different countries may use. Because I know that Indians also, they don't use computers, I think, that much. They very much use the board, and they have their training. They have good trainers also. And I think still maybe in India what is very important, it also like it was like 30 years ago in the Soviet Union, in Hungary, in many countries, that you have real coaches who travel with the players. And that's a whole different story when you travel with the player and your days one day from another, you care about the player as a whole, as a person, and not only as a second to give and provide good moves on as a note. So that's very different, and I think that's kind of very important for Indian players, I believe. So the trainings, yeah, this is the big question, I think. In what proportion you work with books, with trainer, and the engine?
Well, and finally, what is your prediction? Will we see a tight match? Will somebody be prevailing with a big score? What do you think will happen?
I can't imagine that it will be a big score for any side. I think it will be a very huge battle, very close. Nobody likes to lose. So I'm saying this because in one hand, when you're a sport personality and you're a competitor, there is one side that you definitely want to win. But there can be also the passive way that I don't want to lose. So if the other one is attacking and you're provoking the other one, you're defending, and it's impossible to crack you, right? So it's like it can be tricky in which part you don't want to lose or you want to win. It can be, I think, different because, of course, we've seen Ding is very unbalanced since he's a world champion, right? But we don't know what is happening in his preparation, like on the board, off the board, right? So, but of course, nobody likes to lose. So this is also very important in a match. But we can also say that for Gukesh, it's the first try. It's not the last try.